What's going on, everybody? I'm Sam Humes.
And I'm Trevor Estock, and we're here today for the first ever selection show of Open B intramural basketball. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with the Dayton First Two in Dayton, Ohio. That'll be played on the 23rd of March, next 2 weeks from now. And the first team will be the JV All-Stars. And the second team will be Psi Omega. So those two will have an opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament. The last two teams made it through the bubble. And if they win, they'll have the opportunity to play Off-Tier Mother, who is the #1 overall seed in the North Bracket.
This is North Bracket.
Yes,
North
yes.
Bracket. All right.
Games will be played in Indianapolis.
Absolutely. So then we got the 8 and 9 seeds here. Number 8 coming in with Average Joes. And they're going to be taking on Splash Bros at number 9.
Then we move right down the bracket to the #4 overall seed, which is Ballaholics, and they will be playing the Spurs without Mountain View.
Then we move into number 5. Number 5's Ball is Life. And they got number 12, Lord of the Rims. Lord of the Rims.
So as I look over this North bracket, I see some of these teams, they don't really have quality wins. The top half of this North bracket has a bunch of teams that, yeah, they played well in the regular season, but overall, I don't see many quality teams in the top half.
Might be some quality teams out there. They just don't have quality wins yet.
Okay.
That's how I'm going to put it.
Anyone you see you
no,
like?
I got one team circled right here. Their name is Splash Bros, and they can ball. They can ball. They've got one guy's name's Adrian.
Okay.
Kid can play. I mean, the guys just rally around him. He's their instigator. He gets up there and just knocks down shots left and right. It's, as you can probably attest. Huh?
Yeah, I can attest to their team. They really knocked down the three.
They live up to their name, and I think they could make a run for it.
Yeah, okay.
What do you got?
I got two teams in particular. I got the #1 overall seed. They don't really have any quality teams, but what they do have is they have the best defense in the overall league. So they know how to lock down. They got the Hermer Bros, so they play well together. And then my other team is the 5 seed, Ball is Life. They got the second best offense in the league, so that'll be interesting to see how they carry themselves throughout the tournament. And they're led by their captain, Tyler Larson, so he's always an interesting player. So moving on to the second half of the bracket in the south end of our bracket, which games will be played in Dallas, Texas, the second weekend after spring break. The #2 overall seed is Spitters Are Quitters, and they have the opportunity to play Humble Beginnings as the 15 seed. Moving down in the bracket, we have Washed Up as our 7 overall seed, and they will play Hardwell Hopefuls.
And the lower 2 games here, last 2, we got number 3 coming in with Chef Curry, and they're going to be taking on number 14, Febreze Brothers. And then after that one, we got number 6 playing 11. Number 6 is Queens Boulevard, and number 11 is Hoop Dreams. So should be some good ones in this lower south bracket here, huh?
Yeah, this south bracket is, in my opinion, the more difficult half of the bracket. I specifically look at that 7-10 game, Washed Up and Hardwood Hopefuls, and I'm looking at Hardwood Hopefuls, and I know they don't have any quality wins, but I could definitely see a deep run by this team. Matt Schiffler, he's a great player. He's on that team, and I could see a deep run. What are your thoughts on that?
Hardwood's a good team. I'll give you that, but Washed Up, a lot of athleticism on that squad, huh? Yeah, they got plenty of athletes.
Yeah.
That could take you a long way.
Yeah.
They got an ex-basketball, Gopher basketball player. That's a rumor. It's out there. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not going to attest to whether or not it's true, but kids can play. Kids can play.
I have heard that he has been on the squad, but when he has been on the squad, apparently they are 0-1. So I don't know if they are going to drop him.
Let me toss you a scenario here. So you're coming into the game. It's a playoff game. You want to win, obviously. You want to move on. But you see Washed Up on the other side, and they got an ex-Gopher basketball player. What are you going to do? Who are you gonna put on? You gonna put guard him? What's going on?
I don't know. It's a good call, but when you look at the stats, I think they're 5-1.
Yeah.
Their only loss was when he was on the court, so I don't know. They're gonna have to make a good decision there. Another team I really like is Spitters Are Quitters. They're #2 overall seed. They got Clint Newman. He's putting in work every day, about 90 minutes in the courts. Although the one question I have about them as the top seed in the South is they don't really have any quality wins in the regular season. So we'll see how they handle themselves.
I got one more squad here. I'm going to toss and mention too. We got Queens Boulevard down here in the last slot, #6 seed. The name comes from Entourage, right? So they're kind of like, they get their name from Entourage. They're kind of like an entourage in themselves. And they got their turtle, they got their Johnny Drama. I think they got it all figured out. They're a good group of guys, playing well together. You never know. That charisma between those guys can lead to something, I think.
I think that is potentially the best game of the South bracket
Oh, you
because
think
they
so?
played in the regular season.
Oh, did they?
It came down to the last possession. Queens Boulevard's defense held up, but
I knew that.
1 point game, so we'll see. Another good matchup.
All right, that's all we got for as far as predictions for this this Open B playoff bracket here. You got
Yeah.
any final words for us, Trev?
I just think it's going to be a great March Madness tournament here. I wish all the teams the best, and it's going to be a great time.
You got 3 greats in there, guys. Go be great, okay?